What's going on, guys? It's Drama. I'm back with another pickup, a new review, and today we're gonna be talking about the Peak DH2s. This is Dwight Howard's second signature model with Peak. Let's just start with the thing that caught my eye the most, and that was the fit. The Peak TP4s are actually a go-to model for me when I am balling outdoors, but I did have to go up half a size to a US size 11, and those fit me perfectly. So I did the same thing here with the DH2s, but the results are they just fit way too big. I mean, there's a full thumb's worth of dead space in the toe box area, and it actually reminds me of the fit that was found in the Hyperdunk 2016's, the Flyknit version. But those shoes, the Hyperdunks, had a really good lacing system which locked my foot in and prevented it from slipping within the shoe to help compensate for that dead space in the toe box area. So hopefully the DH2s have a similar experience. The fit everywhere else was pretty solid. The midfoot and heel areas weren't too tight, but what I will say is that the midfoot looks like it is wide footer friendly. So if you're a wide footer who usually goes up half a size, I would recommend going true to size in this model. I wish I went true to size. I have a relatively wide foot, but like I said, the forefoot area does fit a little long and there is a little dead space. So even if you are wide footer going true to size, you should have no problem. The next thing that caught my eye was definitely the materials. Once again, Peak is using their technology called Peak Surface, and it's pretty good. I mean, it was similar to what was found on the TP4s, but a little softer. But once again, Peak compensated by adding even more fused overlays in high wear areas like the toe box and the eyelets. And there's also this huge synthetic patent leather looking like material on the medial side. And I mean, this looks tough as nails. I mean, this is not gonna get torn up whatsoever. But my favorite part about the materials is the collar area. This neoprene type material is heavily padded and it just feels comfortable. It reminds me of GeoFit in the Rose 2.5s, which is one of my favorite models of all time. So once again, I mean, Adidas used to have Dwight Howard, so maybe Dwight was like, hey, you know, one thing that Adidas used to do was have really good padding in this area, and so Peak, you know, hooked the brother up. Moving along to the outsole, as you can see by the traction pattern, there's a whole lot of it, and the rubber compound actually is a little bit firm. It's not too pliable, so these should perform fairly well outdoors and should last quite a while. As for indoor performance, it's really all gonna come down to this rubber compound. I mean, this traction pattern looks great and all, but if you have a really bad rubber compound, you're gonna be slipping all over the place. So it is gonna be interesting to see how these perform. Moving back up to the midsole just a little bit to talk about the cushion setup. Peak is using their standard Cushion 3 technology, which I think is basically 3 different foams with different densities. And look, I've had Cushion 3 midsoles that felt squishy in a good way, and I've had Cushion 3 midsoles that felt firm like the TP4s, but also in a good way, very responsive, a lot of good court feel. Whereas the squishier side, it almost kind of felt like bounce, not as energy responsive, but you know, still that squishy feel. I have no idea how these are gonna shape up. You would think since Dwight Howard's a big guy and he jumps a lot, that they are gonna be more on the plush side, but who knows? A lot of guys these days like a firm cushion setup. We're just gonna have to wait and find out with the full performance review. One thing I did find interesting was the logo on the tongue. It's the same logo Dwight Howard used on his old Adidas shoes. And I'm actually trying to figure out how this happened. Either Peak designed new logos for Dwight Howard and he didn't like any of them, so he went back to this logo and he either bought the rights to it, or he had the rights originally and Adidas was just using it, and Dwight wants to be consistent with his brand that he's creating no matter what sportswear company he's going to. I don't know the logistics. All I know is this is the same logo that was on the old Dwight Howard signature sneakers back when he was with Adidas. And I think it's pretty funny how it returns on the Peak. You really don't see this, like old logos, like you don't see the old Kobe logo on the Nike Kobe's. I mean, even though that would be awesome, you know, the Froby logo, whew, that would be great. But that pretty much takes care of the review for the Peak DH2s. Let me know what you guys think about this shoe in the comment section below. I know you guys like to write off shoes that aren't made by the major brands like Nike, Adidas, even Under Armour. But you know, Peak makes some solid on-court performance, especially for outdoor use. So let me know in the comment section below what you think, as well as any remaining questions you may have. My name is Darren. Stay tuned for that performance review. Till next time, peace. And to be honest with you, I think these are works of art. My one and only nitpick would be that midsole. It's just a little too thick for my liking. I think it would have looked a lot cleaner and sleeker had the midsole been sculpted or even thinner.